What if I told you that almost everything around you, your phone, your lights, even your morning cup of coffee, is powered by something that died over 300 million years ago? An invisible force buried deep beneath our feet. It built cities, fueled industries, and now it's warming the planet. But what is it? And how do we get so addicted to it? Let's dig deep into the real story of Earth's black gold.
Hi there. You are watching Mind Fuel.
We don't think about it, but this black gold is everywhere. They power your car, run the power plant that charges your phone, heat your shower, even your clothes and shampoo, from plastics and fertilizers to airplanes, roads, and medicines. This thing have quietly shaped almost every part of modern life. But how did this ancient stuff become the backbone of everything? Let's dive into the topic Earth's black gold, that is fossil fuel. Let's journey deep beneath the Earth's surface and far back in time. We're talking 300 to 400 million years ago, in a period known as the Carboniferous era. The Earth was covered in vast, dense swamps. Giant ferns, mosses, and trees towered over wetland ecosystems. In the oceans, microscopic marine organisms like plankton floated in enormous numbers. Now imagine this. Millions of plants and tiny sea creatures dying every single day. But instead of fully decomposing, they sank into muddy layers at the bottom of oceans, lakes, and swamps. But why didn't they just rot? Because they were buried quickly, cut off from oxygen. And without oxygen, decay slowed down. Over time, sediment piled on top, sand, clay, rock, even volcanic ash. These layers pressed down like a heavy blanket. And then, time went to work, and the process of turning life into fuel begins. First, organic material accumulates. Dead plants in swamps and dead plankton in oceans form thick layers of organic goo. Second, burial begins. Layers of sediment build up, trapping the organic matter. Third, pressure increases. With each new layer of rock, the weight compresses what's below. Fourth, heat builds up. Deep underground, temperatures slowly rise. Fifth, chemical changes occur. The heat and pressure begin breaking down the complex organic molecules into simpler hydrocarbons. This process takes millions of years, but the outcome depends on where and how deep it happens. The types of fossil fuels form differently. Coal, formed from land-based plants, mostly in ancient swamps. Think of it like pressing wet leaves into a dense brick using the weight of a mountain over millions of years. Oil, petroleum, formed from microscopic marine organisms, like plankton and algae and microscopic animals. In deep ocean basins, these dead organisms were buried under sediments. Over time, under high pressure and temperatures, 90 to 160 degrees Celsius, they broke down into liquid hydrocarbons, that is crude oil. Imagine cooking a stew in a slow cooker for a few million years. Only instead of food, it's ancient sea slime. Natural gas, often formed alongside oil, but under higher temperatures, above 160 degrees Celsius, contains mostly methane. It's cleaner than oil or coal, but still a fossil fuel. But sometimes natural gas forms on its own, without oil, depending on the depth and the type of organic matter. And so, where it all gets collected. Once formed, oil and gas are not just swimming underground in large pools. They migrate upward through porous rocks like sandstone. If they hit a layer of non-porous rock, called a cap rock, they get trapped, forming a reservoir. That's what oil companies look for. Not oceans of oil, but pockets, trapped like bubbles in a sponge. So, to sum it up, fossil fuels are Earth's ancient time capsules. They're made from dead plants and tiny sea creatures, buried for millions of years under heat and pressure, until life was transformed into energy. It's a miracle of nature. Humans first noticed oil seeping out of the ground thousands of years ago. But in 1859, everything changed. Edwin Drake drilled the first successful oil well in Pennsylvania, and the world never looked back. Soon after, coal powered the Industrial Revolution. Oil-fueled cars, planes, and wars. And natural gas lit up entire cities. Today, The fossil fuel map shapes global power. Oil? Mostly in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran. Coal? Found in China, India, the US. Natural gas? Russia, the US, and Qatar. Countries build entire economies on these reserves. Wars were fought, fortunes made, and the world got hooked. But oil doesn't come out of the ground ready to use. It goes to refineries, where it's heated and separated by temperature. It's called fractional distillation, and it works like this. Below 30 degrees Celsius, you get gases like LPG and butane. 40 to 200 degrees Celsius, petrol or gasoline. 150 to 275 degrees Celsius, kerosene, used in jet fuel. 250 to 350 degrees Celsius, diesel. And anything hotter becomes heavy oils, lubricants, or bitumen for roads. We turn crude oil into everything from jet fuel to plastic forks. But burning it? That's where the problem starts. Fossil fuels release carbon dioxide, methane, sulfur, and particulate matter. They pollute the air, warm the planet, poison rivers and oceans. We built a modern world with this stuff, but now it's showing us the bill. We're using fossil fuels faster than nature can make them, and the damage is piling up. Rising temperatures, extreme weather, melting ice, and choking cities. But there's a shift happening. Countries are investing in renewables, solar, wind, hydro, hydrogen. Electric vehicles are replacing gas cars. Some cities are pledging to go net zero. Even oil companies are starting to think green. The question isn't if the world moves away from fossil fuels. It's how fast we can do it, because the clock is ticking. So the final takeaway? Fossil fuels built the modern world, but they were never meant to last forever. We're burning through energy that took Earth hundreds of millions of years to make. In just a few centuries. It gave us power, speed, growth, but also pollution, conflict, and a warming planet. It's a powerful chapter in human history, but maybe it's time to turn the page. Thanks for watching. If this video made you think, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories like this. This is Mind Fuel.